Hello, welcome, good afternoon everybody. Let's see, are we live? Is this thing working? I just want to make sure that we are. I think that we are good to go. Okay, welcome. Happy Saturday, June 15th, everybody watching. As you can see that this is not Stacy this week. Chef Meg here, super excited to be taking part in and having the opportunity to speak with one of our amazing guests who got their miracle this week at Rythmia. It was another amazing week here. We had a lot of miracles, a lot of love, a lot of new friendships formed, a lot of really great stuff. So I'm going to just call you guys up here on my laptop so I can see if there's any questions. Do our best to get to them as we go through our talk here today. We're not going to be very long. There we go. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so if you're tuning in for the first time, I just want to give you a little quick information about where we're coming live from. We are coming live from Rythmia Life Advancement Center here in sunny Guanacaste, Costa Rica. We are a medically licensed, all-inclusive resort where we fuse ancient wisdom and modern technologies in an all-inclusive and all-embodying healing retreat program. We offer 7-day retreats here. Where people have their lives changed, typically. Our program here includes my food, the best food in the world, I'd say. No, really healthy, farm to table, mostly organic, delicious food. We have a yoga program. We have breath work led by our dear friend Christian Minson. He probably, if you watch the lives regularly, you may have seen him. He does a Facebook Live every Friday about all of his breath wisdom. We also have the deep sea cleanse, so colon cleanses, and as well we have plant medicine. So what we talk about here every Saturday on the I Got My Miracle Facebook Live is the particular story of one or two guests and their experience here at Rythmia, as I said, in this 7-day program. So we're going to be getting into that very shortly. Having a wonderful guest here, Michelle, who's had a life-changing week with us. But before I get into that, I just want to mention that we have a lot of really great upcoming retreats. We're closing this week again here at Rythmia. We're going to take a 5-day break. Jerry and the Moon are giving us the opportunity for some rest. And when we reopen in 1 week's time, Jerry's going to be offering his Truthonomics course, which is super exciting if you've ever wanted to come down and get some extra time with Jerry. He's super busy these days. He does always make time to be at the restaurant and meet every one of our guests, but if you want some really intense time with him, he's going to be leading the workshops 2 weeks from now in the Truthonomics program. And if you've ever wanted to change your life and create the life of your wildest dreams, he's the one to talk to, and he's going to teach all about that. So that's very exciting. And in the coming month, we have a lot of amazing speakers. We have Spirit Science, Jordan and Aaron, who've been to Rythmia many times, dear friends of ours. They're coming back. We also have Michael Beckwith coming in mid-July, so we're excited to have him back. He's here 3 or 4 times a year. That's going to be an awesome week, as well as Ben Decker, amongst many more. So if you haven't booked yet, there's still some room in all of those weeks. Check it out. Go to the website and call the 800 number you see here. It's backwards. 1-866. You guys can read it backwards. And just get the information you need and figure out when the best time for you to come. Let's see real quick who's watching. We got a bunch of people watching. Sven's saying hello. Levi's watching. We've got Levi Moody, my baby daddy's watching. I'm glad that the internet seems to be cooperating here today, so we're going to get right into this. We're going to start rolling. So like I said, we have lovely Michelle here. Hello. And we have a closing circle here at Rythmia every Saturday at 9 a.m. that Jerry leads. He talks a little bit more about just the experience of the week, and then we open up the floor for sharing so guests can share their peak experiences. So just, specifically with Jerry usually asks, like, okay, who had their heart healed? Who saw aliens? Who did this? And I like to go to those classes every week, but it was especially important for me to go this morning so that I could listen to everyone's stories and find someone in the group that had, some really great and big experiences that would be a great speaker to come on and chat about them. So Michelle had a lot of those. And I listened to her sharing during the class, and then at the end of class, she actually came up to me, and, she was in tears. You were in tears a lot this morning.
A lot. All week, a lot.
Good tears.
All good tears.
But
some not so good. It's all good.
It's all good in the end. Some of the tears can be hard in the process, but by the end, they're easy.
Yes.
I mean, they're all good. but she had come up to me and said that, you know, she thanked me for the food. And she did not mince words in saying, like, I hated your food when I got here. So I want you to just, you know, share a bit about that, because we don't talk about all the other amazing changes that happen here at Rythmia, and it felt perfectly fitting for, since I'm filling in for this, doing this live this week. I won't be doing it, you know, next week if this isn't my normal Facebook Live, but because Michelle shared about this, it just reminded me how many shifts and changes people experience with the plant medicine and through the whole program, the Rythmia Way here. And for her, she had a big awakening around the food and her relationship with food. So do you want to share a little bit about that before we get into your real big miracle?
Yes, I will, because it's definitely true that I had food issues. I didn't really know. I didn't have the awareness that I had as big food issues as I had. I did have a crazy love affair with food. Without a doubt, I live to eat as opposed to eat to live. And it was all about food. And I, for years, have fed the emptiness inside me in a very, very, very unhealthy way. I lived with very low energy, and when we live with low energy, we tend to eat food that are low energy.
Yeah, same vibration. You meet
Same
kind of your
vibration.
If you're not conscious about it, your vibrations kind of like whatever you're doing in life matches the vibration you're putting in.
Yeah. And mine pretty much matched, you know, Doritos and Fritos and all that junk food and Twinkies, ring dings and devil dogs, whatever. Anyway, so a funny thing before I even came, the dieta, which we had to do before coming here.
Which is a little prescribed diet. We just give people some ideas about what to, you know, limit or, you know, not eat for about 2 weeks before you get here, just to ease you into the plant diet and what we serve here at Rythmia, just to ease the physical and mental, you know, reaction that you might have with certain foods while you're doing the plant medicine. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about that on my Facebook Live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Costa Rica time, and it's all going to be all about the diet and our food. So tune in for that tomorrow if you want more information. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes, because the diet is really very important, and I get that now. Prior to coming here, it tortured me, literally tortured me. I just was like, this is fucking crazy. I can't handle this diet thing. And I was telling my daughter that, and my daughter's a lot like me. We love food. So, and a lot of our relationship revolves around our love for food. But anyway, I was telling my daughter, and she said something funny, because I'm like, this diet is killing me. I'm like, all I can say is I'm dying to get this so I can eat some good food, because the people rave about this food. Everything I read, the food is delicious, it's outstanding, it's the best, it's like a 5-star hotel. So and she says, well, Mom, let's face it, you know, you've been practically starving yourself for the past couple of weeks, so of course you get there and it could be shit, it's gonna taste good.
Anyone that's starving is gonna love the food.
I laughed and said, you know what? I never even thought that. Well, I hope you're wrong. So, but then I got here, and I came down to the first meal, and I opened all the things, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, there's nothing. Oh, okay, salad. Love salad, everybody loves salad, right? So, okay, I can do the salad, but other than that, I'm like, this is terrible. I mean, I hope it's not gonna be like this the whole time I'm here. I can't eat this food, I can't live on this food, whatever. So, the interesting thing is, yeah, and I ate the salad, and it was good. But then, every day, I was like, I just can't eat the salad, so I have to try something different. And so every day, I would try something different. And every day, I was like, it's getting better and better. You know, this food is actually tasting good to me. Just crazy, because I never in a million years could I see myself enjoying anything out there, honestly.
And do you think some of that may have been because of the way that food made you feel also?
I think so. And in fact, I know it now,
yeah.
Okay? Because now I know the difference. I feel so light.
Yeah.
I feel light. There's no, you know what, I never would have believed it. Nobody could have told me. My oldest daughter is an old soul. And she has been eating this way ever since she's been on her own. In high school, she said to me, I can remember being in the house, and she's like, Mom, she's going through the cabinet, she's going through the freezer, the refrigerator. She goes, why is it you just buy nothing but junk in this house? Why? We seem to like junk, because there's three other of us. We all liked it, but her energy was way up here, and our energy's down here. So we didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, and that says a lot to
Okay.
me. And I think, I don't even like to use the word junk food. I think food is food. And I just actually made a post on my social media accounts about that today. Just the idea that food is just food until we give it a label. Whether it's bad food or junk food or good food or healthy food. Food is just food. But I think what you said earlier, we love food. We're food lovers.
Yes.
But I think we can all be food lovers, and it's just a matter of finding that balance so that sometimes eating the foods that loves us back. And this kind of food that we serve here loves us back, and that's how we get the energy and the lightness and I'm going to talk about this again tomorrow, but I think that it was really important for you to have that connection. Because it doesn't mean you can't have Doritos or anything like that.
No.
But it just means that now you have that awareness that if I eat that, I might physically not feel so great. I might not feel as spiritually connected. If I eat this, the salad and the the higher vibration plant food, then I can have that connection to that lightness and that feeling that I knew while at Rythmia. And you can choose that, and it's not going to be either or.
True. And you're right, but I know I'm not going to have the desire. You know what I mean? Again, it's just like anything. It's just like the people that come here that are drug addicts or the people that come here that are alcoholics. It's like all of a sudden, when you learn differently and it's only been a week.
Forget.
You can't forget it. And it changes who you are. It changes, I swear it changes your DNA, honest to God. It feels like it changes you so much. It certainly changes your brain waves and different, messages from your brain. There's I mean, it's just like I just had, I'm a diet soda freak. Coke, Diet Coke, Diet Coke, Diet Coke. Well, then I switched to Diet Ginger Ale because Diet Coke wasn't so good. So, but today I had just a glass of soda water with a slice of orange, and I'm telling you, it was delicious. And I'm like, in a million years, I never would have enjoyed that like I enjoyed it today.
Well, and your body's going to use it in a very different way.
And numerous people have said during the week here, Jerry, and I forget what other, Kim probably, different people that have, what the classes have all said. What you eat, and it's really true, and I've heard that for years, and everybody's heard it, right? You are what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Heard it for years. And one email the other day, people, one bit of attention, that's whatever. Yeah, it's all good. No, it's true. I believe it today.
Well, and Jerry said that on his Monday class, like what he's learned through all of this is that the body is such a miraculous machine that it can heal itself on fruits and vegetables. And you don't believe it until you experience it.
Exactly.
So
and that's the thing. It's not anything you can tell anybody.
Yeah.
It's not anything you can tell anybody. They have to experience it themselves. And in a million years, I'm like, mm-mm.
And a lot of us can't see that because we are so conditioned in the way that we are because we have split, and that's what our soul has split from us, which is one of the main things that we talk about here at Rythmia is the idea that at some point early on in our life, usually somewhere between birth and 5 years old, our soul splits away from us, and then we become these two versions of ourselves. Our ego self that we create, which is the person that we put out into the world. It's who we are in our career. It's who we are with our personality. It's all the stuff that we've created, the identity, the mask we wear, the person that is presented here on earth, and then we have our soul. And the work that we do here at Rythmia is bringing you back together with your soul. We have 3 intentions, that we focus on here with the plant medicine in particular. One of them is show me who I've become, which is essentially asking the medicine to give us like a life review so we can look back and see what has gone on in our life to create us into this person that we are today. That if you're here at Rythmia, you're typically not happy with that person anymore or that life that you've created, and you know that there's another way. So the medicine will start showing you how you got to this point so that we can start to unravel all of that to get back to your true self, your baby self, your original soul, that baby inside the womb, like the one I'm carrying right now, like that completely unconditioned self. And then we ask the medicine, once we've seen that, to merge us back, bring us back to that connection, merge us back with our soul so that we can live life from that very loving and innocent space where, love is not finite, that we can keep on giving, because that is where the healing and all of the happiness and joy in life comes from. And through that process, then we can then step forward and say, hey, while we're at it, let's heal our heart.
Yes.
Let's see what is broken in our heart, what darkness have we been carrying, what burdens have we had to bear, and can the medicine help me please rebuild that or replace? Sometimes we have a lot of guests that receive brand new shiny hearts like Jerry did.
Yes.
So that is the main process here at Rythmia. And when people go through that whole process, we have I think our rate's about 94% of people every week right now receive their miracle, and what that means is they have that trifecta. They go through and they see who they became, they merge with their soul, and they have their heart healed. So that's what we're going to focus more on right now here today, is Michelle's particular experience with all of that. And I liked, the other reason I liked Michelle's story is because you really had your big awakening, that you got your miracle fully 2 different occasions this week.
Correct.
But not well on the medicine.
Not on the medicine at all.
Yeah, so this is
Not
another,
on the medicine at all.
and this is something we tell a lot of our guests too, who feel confused that they, I don't know if I've gotten it yet. Well, wait, because sometimes you'll have your big like aha when everything comes together, lying in bed after ceremony, in the shower the next morning. Like, tell me, what was your first?
It's through the medicine though. It's through the medicine that I got it. In other words, had I not done the medicine and gone through the torture of the medicine, I never would have come on the other side.
The tough love of the medicine.
The tough love of the medicine. It's an awful, beautiful experience, the medicine.
Yes.
It really is. It's hard. It's painful. Very painful. I mean, there wasn't a person here that was here with me this week that did not suffer a lot of pain. That's what it is. No pain, no gain. I don't know if it's true or not. All I know is the pain we all suffered brought us to a different place. And there isn't anybody here that's just not elated right now to be where they're at.
Well, and there's a difference between going through pain and moving through pain, experiencing pain, and suffering. I think those are two separate things.
Yes,
Like we can choose
yes.
to feel our pain, and if we don't feel the pain, then the pain gets worse.
Correct.
So what we do with the medicine, I think, is we feel the pain that we haven't been wanting or allowing ourselves to feel, so that we can move on from them.
Right.
And you shared that this morning you woke up with some serious pain.
Intense.
Yeah, so tell us a bit about that.
So yes, I did go through this process, and I know halfway through the week, I would say, I realized again, through the process of taking the plant medicine every night, that, and again, we have many classes while we're here, many wonderful speakers, just amazing speakers. So through those processes, I was filling my puzzle. So, by Thursday morning, I said, I have my miracle.
Mm-hmm.
I got my miracle. And it was a process to get here. So that was good. I felt like, and that was interesting because then we have another class. We do medicine again. So I'm like, what's going to happen now? Because I got it all, So now what's going to happen to me? Well, I had no clue what was going to happen to me. But anyway, this morning I had great nights. I was exhausted yesterday because we never slept. Ceremonies all night long. Yeah, awake all night long. Yesterday, Thursday night
ceremony.
Yeah, to Friday, all night long. So
Celestial Colombian party.
Oh yes. I wouldn't still call it a party, but it was good. It was great, wonderful. So I went to bed very early last night and crashed. I woke up this morning. I wasn't even awake. I was just kind of like, how you like rolling over. You're just about there, and a wave of sadness hit me like thunder and lightning. And I just started to sob. And through the week, you hear a number of times that when you leave, you're going to go through these ups and downs and these emotional changes. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the process, too, because the medicine doesn't stop here when we leave. The medicine continues to work on us. So I'm thinking from that split second, like, oh, this must be what they were talking about. And then I just, really sobbed. And it was like I realized I was mourning the loss of my ego. And I'm going to cry now because it's just like that in itself is huge. That is what the gift that you get from Rythmia. When your soul merges, your soul is now whole. And you don't need that ugly ego anymore. It's no help. It doesn't help you. It's what, it was my best friend. For all these years, my ego's been my best friend. Not anymore. Because I have my whole soul now, and I don't need that. I don't need that ego. So that's what I was experiencing this morning. It was huge, and it was such a beautiful gift. Yeah. A beautiful gift that I got from Rythmia.
Yeah, like feeling the pain and the rawness. Like I like to describe it when you realize we don't abolish our ego. We don't it's like we talk about an ego death, but it's not like your ego is going to die, because your ego is important to us.
Yeah.
It helps keep us safe. It is what, reminds
Absolutely.
us on how to be safe humans. It does a lot of good stuff for us, but for the most of us, we're living with our ego as the top ranking decision maker in our life.
Yes.
And it's the ego that reacts out of fear, and it's the ego that, typically is the one that, makes the rash decisions, makes the hurtful actions and things like that. And what the medicine does is, through sloughing away, like pumicing away all of these old habits and beliefs, we're reordering who's in charge. So
Yes.
then our soul becomes the leader of the pack. And our ego's still there, he's just lower ranked in the order of who's making the decisions and things like that. And it can feel really raw. And that's part of this period that we talk about. We talk about this adjustment period that everyone typically goes through. Because once you realize and experience time without that ego taking charge, it feels really confusing. It can feel really raw. You can feel like a naked baby almost, like really exposed.
Yes.
Like,
What do I do now?
Yeah, and you can even start questioning, like, who am I?
Yes.
What do I even like? Like, for me, I know when I was drinking and really, really attached to my ego self, I couldn't imagine, like, not having wine with dinner. And why would I go to Cuba without drinking? There was so much of me I was a drinker. That's who I was. And I could even, equate it to when I quit smoking at 26. Like, I can't imagine packing up my purse without grabbing that pack of cigarettes.
Oh.
I always felt, and then when I did quit, I always felt like I was forgetting something, because we have all these habits that become so deeply ingrained in who we think we are. That when we do things, like do this process with the medicine, we realize we don't need that anymore. We're not carrying these habits and beliefs and stories anymore, so it can be really confusing. It can be scary, especially. Right. So I think you went through a little bit of that this morning, like, whoa.
Right, yeah, very brief. Very brief fear.
It's essentially saying goodbye to who you were.
Yeah.
But you're saying hello to who you have the potential to be, which is what is the greatest gift.
And one of the best things too that I realized from that experience that I saw, which is fantastic. For any of you that everybody has their stuff, and everybody has felt pain. And for me, all the pain was all darkness. It was all real darkness inside me. For years, I carried that and within, and it came out here and there. I suffered from PTSD, and it was just always there, and anything could set it off. But it was always pain. It was always about pain, and very dark pain. This pain, however, that I felt today was what I call joyous pain, and it was because it wasn't that dark. It is pain. I mean, I was sobbing. I was like, sobbing like that. If anybody heard me, they'd think, "Oh, you poor thing." But it wasn't like you poor thing, because I was like fine. I was okay. It was like I was watching the pain. I was feeling the pain, but I wasn't the pain.
Yes.
And for years, the pain was me. So this is like the lightest pain and the most joyous pain I ever had.
Yeah.
And what I know now, today, going forward, is I will never have that dark pain again. I will never have, and I know that as well as I know my name. You can think I'm crazy, but I know.
You can sit here and watch the pain.
Yes.
And say, it's okay, pain.
Yes. It's all
pain
good.
is okay.
It's all good.
Aren't you cute when you're scared? Like that same idea. One of our amazing medicine providers here, Sarah.
And that saved my life when I was scared in ceremony. It was like there was a night, and it all sounds crazy, but I had a Martian come to me, and it was this huge thing. It was like a robot. It was a Martian, and I remember it because she had told us this story about what she did when she was in pain, and she would say, "Oh, aren't you cute when you're scared?" So this whole time, this night, I was saying that to myself, "Aren't you cute when you're scared?" As this thing came closer and closer and closer, and I kept saying it. At some point I was chuckling because I'm very scared, but I keep saying it, so it was kind of comical.
Yeah.
And it just came into me, and it totally helped.
Yeah, knowing that you're safe. Is key when you're in this deep,
and that's
deep,
one
deep,
thing
deep work.
for sure when you are at Rythmia. 100%, 1000%, without a doubt, you always know you're safe. These shamans, these workers, everywhere, they're unbelievable. You would think they were all there just for you, because that's how you feel. you know there isn't a thing you're going through that one of them is not going to be there for you like that. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Nowhere in the world do you feel as safe as you feel here.
Yeah, I mean, and we have this amazing medicine team that works with us in the ceremonies, and then we also have, like, we're a medically licensed place, so if, you know, you do feel concerned in any way, we have a medical team here, we have a full medical facility, we have everything you could possibly need.
Yep.
We're monitoring, we have like, 6-step protocols in place, like if, if there's anything that should ever go wrong, like if just, I mean, the most dangerous thing that's gonna happen is someone might trip over their mattress and fall on the ground,
Exactly.
But we have all of the emergency care standing by should something like that happen. And rarely does anything ever happen in ceremony that you will be so scared that you'll have to say, I'm scared, like help me. Because normally everything you're seeing in the processes you're going through is stuff that you deeply already know.
And usually they see it before you even know enough.
Yeah.
They're recognizing something as you're going through the process, but they're over there.
And everyone's so connected up there in the ceremony space.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of go back to the beginning and just touch real briefly on where were you in your life that that Rythmia became what you needed? Like, what was going on that you were like, okay, now is the time I need to go to Rythmia?
So, for really the first 35 years of my life, no lie, no exaggeration, I lived my life like an ostrich with their head in the ground. So I had terrible experiences that happened in my life, unfortunate experiences. One, I was abandoned by my mom when I was 5. She dropped me off at school and said, have a nice day, honey. That was it. Never saw her again. For years, anyway. It was difficult. And of course, what do you do when you're 5 years old? You own that. I'm bad. I did something bad. Blah, 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 blah. Although I had no memory until I was 35 years old. Also was molested by a relative when I was 8. So, again.
And this was all stuff you knew about before Rythmia?
I did. Okay. But I found out when I was 35. So I went through a divorce at 35, and then I find out all this stuff happened to me. I had a spiritual awakening then on my own kind of thing. So from 35 till now, I have there's nothing I haven't tried. I've done everything, searching, trying to heal, all kinds of programs. I mean, years ago was John Bradshaw, Healing the Inner Child. You name it, I did it all. And a lot of the things helped for a day, 2, maybe 3 even. I felt like, oh yes, I got it, and then anything that came along, if it was something to help heal me, I tried to do it. But nothing ever worked. Nothing ever worked. So it was frustrating because honestly, I believed so much that I was going to get better. Mm-hmm. I truly believed it, and now,
it's a big part. It's a big part.
Almost 30 years later, and I'm still not any better than I was at 35. So it's like, it's funny because I hear this from everybody too, because we all say, oh, what brought you here? How'd you get here? And we all, somehow, it's really, really weird. YouTube is a huge thing. So many people found it on YouTube, which I found it on YouTube too. Just happened to.
Did you find the reality of the truth film?
Yes, reality of the truth. That did it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the reality of the truth and you're interested in learning more about plant medicine, it's a brilliant documentary available online, YouTube. I think it's on FMTV and Netflix, maybe even now.
Yeah, it is. It's on Netflix.
Really great movie to check out. It's how a great number of our guests come here for the first time is after seeing that movie.
Yes. So that was a few years ago, and ever since then I did nothing but search Rythmia. Many people have come here. Many people that have been here have done YouTube videos telling their story. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you, it was like I was obsessed for years with watching everything. Then I found the website, their FaceTime page, Facebook page, which I was addicted to that. And I watched all their videos. As a matter of fact, it was kind of crazy because the day I got here, it was just like so bizarre. Because I'm at the airport. I felt like I know these people. I watch them religiously every week. They do their little thing.
Jeff and Jerry and Christian and myself.
Yep. So I'm at the airport, get here, and I'm like, son of a gun. It was Christian. He's at the airport. Now
he's got legs and he walks. Oh, he's at the airport.
I feel it because he had just flown in with same time as I did. So we're waiting to get our shuttle. I just was like, I felt so much like I knew him. Yeah. And I'm like, Christian, I know you don't know me, but I feel like I know you. I did the same same thing to you the first time I saw you. It's like, I feel so much like I know you. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Well, this is why we do these videos. Like this one in particular is so that people can tune in and hear people's stories, and maybe, you know, Michelle's experience might resonate with you, and you know, that's going to be super helpful in helping you, you know, decide to take the step and make the call to come see us. But myself and Jerry, Jeff, we're doing all of these videos to share information, but also to just start, you know, allowing people to get to know us.
Yes.
Because coming to Rythmia to do this type of deep work is stressful and hard, and it can be terrifying. So coming and landing here and feeling like you already have a family here that you know through our Facebook, you know, videos and stuff like that.
That's so true. And it's so true
It's
because
part
it's
of the
real.
support
That's real.
process.
It's
Yeah.
very real that you already feel comfortable before you even get here.
Yeah.
And how important is that?
Super
When
important.
you're gonna go through this kind of experience.
Yeah.
It's so important.
And most of you guys come by yourself, so you're
Yes.
you're signing up to do this with a bunch of strangers, but at least you have a few people that you feel like you know. Because I like to think that we're pretty much exactly who we look like we are on the
Totally,
internet.
and that's the other thing that's so wonderful. What's so wonderful about here, you know, when you talk about the child and the infant, and everybody here, Meg, Jerry, Christian, the most sincere human beings, so real, so real. You know, I've always said, I'm a nurse, and I've always said my favorite people to work with are the elderly and children, because they're real.
They are.
There's no agenda.
They got nothing to lose anymore.
This is who I am, take me or leave me. And they're just so real that I can't help but love them. And that's how I feel about you guys. You're so real. And it comes across on the video. It came across to me every week watching, you know, all you. Oh.
And I think that's a big part of what goes on with the medicine is when you merge back with your soul and become this perfectly authentic version of yourself. That's how you move through life then thereafter. You can't pretend to be something that you're not, and it doesn't even matter if you are a completely different person that you were before. People are going to receive you and love you in a much more sincere and you know, heartfelt way, because you're not making any there's no agenda anymore.
No agenda.
You know, it's like
real.
It's like apologizing, and if you try to make amends with someone, if you do it in a heartfelt way, they're going to forgive you. They can't help but not.
That's right.
It's when you're insincere or forgiving with you know, but involved, then people aren't gonna receive it. And I think that, and it's so much easier to go through life being your authentic self.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So much not so exhausting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so before it's only 2:30. We got lots of time. No, I want to talk a little bit more just about any of your, like, some of your specific ceremony experiences.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, how was your experience when you went in with the idea, like the request from Mother Ayahuasca to show you who you'd become? How did that play out for you? Was it?
So that's an interesting thing too, because when you're saying that, show me who I become. I don't know. It's almost like you're. The thing about the medicine is she works. First of all, she works differently with each and every one of us, very individually. And if for anybody who's heard Jerry's story, his story is fantastic. By the way, if you haven't, get his book.
Shit the Moon Said.
Right.
Shit the Moon Said, available on Amazon.
That's right. It's a wonderful book.
It's a quick, easy, beautiful read.
Oh,
it gives
perfect.
you a lot of information.
Perfect little take it to the beach for the day read. Perfect. Anyway, so in my mind, of course, that's what I was looking for, some really, crazy, wild thing to happen, I mean, he talked to the moon, so I didn't know, maybe I was going to be talking to Venus, I don't know. Anyway, it was nothing like that. It was nothing like that at all. Very, very subtle, not subtle, it's really hard to, I'll tell you one thing, this experience is very hard to put into words, you really can't. The experience in the medicine, hard to explain to anybody. So, but what I did find, it was just, it's so crazy, because like I said, it's hard to put into words, but I saw these scenes and these scenarios.
Little vignettes.
Little vignettes, exactly. Little vignettes of, who I was. Basically, it's like, oh, yeah, you were that way. Like, yeah, that wasn't very nice, was it? But it wasn't so subtle. Like, oh yeah, that wasn't very nice. I was sobbing. I was like just so sad.
Because you don't realize.
So
You don't realize sometimes what you're putting out into the world.
No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. And you know, and sometimes even though you did, like a lot of it was stuff that I didn't know about myself, but I guess I just didn't know, like, just really how damaging it was to me and to others.
Yeah.
And it
And
can
she
be
showed you
damaging.
that.
Oh, she showed it to me. She showed it to me, just very simple, like on a plate. Here you go. Oh yeah, and then there's this. Oh, and then there's this too. Yeah.
And you're like, are we done yet? Could there possibly be any more?
Please stop, please.
Okay.
No, but you know, it just was, and as bad as I felt at the time, and again, during this whole time I had intense help from the shamans. They were there, they were giving me love, and they just were fantastic.
And this is typically the most difficult part of the process.
It is.
For most people is because we often think, if someone were to ask you what's your worst attribute, for example, we'll say something that's completely wrong.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Because we don't really know.
And that's
what
the
it
whole
is.
thing, is you don't really know yourself. You know, I mean, that's what you learn. You really don't know yourself.
And
Without a doubt, you don't know yourself.
And the medicine's not going to put a filter on that shit.
No.
She shows you.
No, just like that. Like I say, here you go. Here you go. So we have a beautiful silver platter.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that part of the process is usually for a lot of people it doesn't happen in one night. It might take two nights of medicine. Sometimes it takes 3 nights of medicine. It's the longest and most difficult part of the process. But once you get through there, then you can, then the rest is
Smooth
yours.
sailing after that.
It can be pretty smooth sailing after that. So, with the caveat that merging back with your soul at all costs can sometimes come with some costs. So that's the other thing we ask for, like, Mother, can you help me merge back with my soul at all costs? And sometimes she will, say, yeah, sure, great, let's do it. And other times she'll be like, yes, but in order to do so, we need to make sure and make this deal.
Yeah.
Did you have any sort of experience with
I
that?
never had any kind of, like, let's make a deal. No. I didn't. I only had a let's make a deal with a shaman.
Do you want to talk about that? Was that something?
I wish I could think of his name. Oh, he's the cutest little thing. Begins with a D. Sure. He's very young. He seems very young in the big fro.
Oh, that's Jurgen.
Yeah. Jurgen. I was going to say Durgan because I always
Okay.
think his name is a D, but it's Jurgen, and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I love him, and I couldn't tell him enough how much I love him because he helped me so tremendously.
Did you try to run out of ceremony or something?
Well, no,
Did you
it's just
make
that
it-
I was in such a bad place, really, really, really bad place. And he kept calling me Mama, come on, Mama. And I'm like, so funny, he said, look, we're going to make a deal. You're going to go up when they call for the other second
Another
cup.
drink.
Yeah, you're going to go up and you're going to have another drink. I kept saying, I can't do this, I can't do this. And he goes, look, I'm going to make a deal. You're going to go up when I call for a second drink, and you're going to take that drink.
I'm going to take a second drink.
Yep. And then, after that, I am going to do a private healing for you later on.
Nice.
Well, boy, it was like, how could I not say yes to that? And I did. Oh, and then that's what he told me. He told me the other thing. This was the other part of the deal. It was, okay, so you're going to go up and you're going to take the second cup. Then you're going to go, because it was when, it was like I was purging to him all my, what I had just discovered, who
All
you
the
are.
stuff you'd see. Yeah.
So I'm sharing with him, but whatever it was, it's awful. And so he said, then you're going to go out and you go and get this beautiful fire outside, grandfather. He's the grandfather, fire. And he said, you're going to go out and you're going to all that anger, that sadness, shame, guilt, all that, you're going to throw that, you're going to give it to the grandfather. Give it all to grandfather. So I did what he told me to do. I followed the rules 100%.
Yeah. And then you merged back with your soul. And you had a heart healing.
I had it all. I got it all.
She got it all.
Again, it wasn't all at that moment, but he did do the healing later that night. He did what he promised. He came back and he did the healing. I said, I did everything you told me. So yeah, he did it, and then I got it all in the end. I got it all.
She got her miracle.
And I have to say, for many years, I've always been a very upbeat, positive person. That's something that I've been blessed with, because things were so bad in many ways, but I've always been blessed with that resilience of being happy and joyous as you could possibly be. But it's very funny because I was also, and there's a song, Tears of a Clown, and it kind of was like my story. You know what I mean? It's like I always had that. I was always the life of the party. That's what it says, you know. I was the life of the party, but really, behind it all, you know, there was the tears of the clown because I was like, I was made people laugh. And
I was the exact same person.
yeah,
I was,
and you know what? That's why I can so relate to you because I said it to somebody today. I said, I'm so glad that I get to talk with you today because I said, she's crazy like me. That upbeat, crazy, positive.
yeah.
But now it's real.
That's the thing.
My joy. I mean, and now I'm like a little crazy, really crazy. I'm like, if anybody could hear me, you know, at home, you know, I'm like, I could never carry on the way I do here because I'm like, they'd be like, 911. There's one thing, something else.
Which is so crazy. That is the crazy thing.
Yes,
that
it
we
is the
can't
crazy thing.
be our happy, joyful, exuberant selves, sharing our, you know, life-changing experiences and joy without
Absolute
being,
joy.
you know, considered crazy. What's crazy is how unhappy the vast majority of the world is, living in this split reality, disconnected from their true selves, you know, living behind a veil of insecurities.
Again, it's like the joy of a child.
Yeah.
That joy, that absolute joy, which, you know, and I always had, again, and that was what saved my life. I believe that's what saved my life, that child, that joy that I did have
Yeah.
before. It's now it's just like
That minute-to-minute
I
ability
mean,
to be
my
happy.
grandkids, you know, call me the crazy meme because I'm crazy. You know, when I get down there with them and act silly and goofy and woohoo, I have the best time. And you know, again, that's been a gift I've been blessed with.
And now you're going to be able to
And
relate
now
to
it's
them
gonna
so
be
much
even-
even more.
I'm gonna be even crazier.
Yeah, and they're gonna love that, and everyone in your life is gonna love that, and that's the best.
I believe that.
The best way of sharing this, what we do here at Rythmia, is just by all of our amazing guests that have gotten their miracles, just going out into the world and shining as themselves, as their true, authentic selves. That is like the definition of a light worker. You know, you just go out there and you spread your light, and in doing so, you light up others. You know, and that is what it's going to take. It's going to take more and more of us doing this work, taking it out into the world, and being the change. Like, literally just being the change.
being the change. And you know, that's another thing, because another thing I was thinking of, this works like a miracle. It is a miracle. There's no doubt it's a miracle, especially with people, drug addicts, alcoholics. Okay, drug addiction has been such a tremendous problem in this world. Tremendous problem, right? It's huge.
Mhm.
People are killing themselves. These kids, beautiful people, are killing themselves all the time for drugs, right?
Seeking joy.
Seeking joy because they have so much pain inside of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what they're doing. You know, killing themselves because of their pain. Which, if they came here, you know, they'd be healed.
Yeah.
They'll be healed. Okay, so yet, you know what? The government's not going to see any of this. They don't see it because guess what? It's all big pharma. It's all, you know. So it's us. It's our children.
It's up to us.
It's
Yeah.
we need to point that out. I mean, you know what? There's no price, no amount of money that you can pay. I can pay to get where I am today.
Mhm.
Nothing. It's priceless. It's priceless. It's priceless. But to think of, you know, the drug addicts, all they have to do is take a trip to Rythmia, they get healed. And yet, the government's spending billions of dollars every year, billions of dollars, sending people to these rehabs,
Yeah.
like a revolving door, for what? Never works. Doesn't work. It never works.
So they come
But
here
yet
and-
something simple like this, a week, and you can be cured. It's like, oh my word, I just want I wish I could write every parent out there who has children. Stop what you're doing. Stop wasting those dollars. Stop wasting and send them to Rythmia. And these need to be everywhere. These need to be everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
and this is what Jerry knows. You know, we've had well over 5,000 people here now.
mhm.
So we are, the word's, you know, slowly getting out there in the circles of all of our
Slowly,
guests.
but-
But Jerry would love to see a lot more places just like this, more Rythmias around
Mhm.
the world, because this is what we need. And it, you know, bit by bit, it's happening. Like I know when I first started working with the, you know, the medicine 3 years ago when I joined Rythmia, I would say the word ayahuasca to any of my friends up in Toronto, and they wouldn't know what it. They'd be like, what? What?
Yeah.
But now it's, you know, it's a lot more, you know.
Or else people just think, you know, oh, drugs are tripping.
Yeah.
You know, you're tripping your brains off. Yeah, well, yeah, you are, but it's not a drug, it's a medicine.
It is
It's a
connecting-
medicine.
It's a connecting medicine as opposed to a disconnecting drug or alcohol.
Exactly.
And that is what, you
And
know.
you're not going to get addicted.
No.
You're not going to get addicted.
No. This is not something we want to be doing on the ranch.
It's not a party drug.
Okay, well, I think that we're going to probably wrap it up there. Is there anything else that you would want to share with anyone that's watching? Maybe someone that, you know, has been watching some of our videos, has, you know, some things they want to change in their life, and
Just do it. That's all I want to say is just do it. You know, whatever your fears are, you know, put the fears aside. I'm telling you right now, this place is a miracle, and just come here. I mean, it's a miracle. The miracle occurs here. You will never be the same. Never. And you have no place to go but up. When you come here, you have, it's like a catapult. All I can say is that if you have the least bit of thought, like, gee, maybe I should, just do it. Just do it.
yeah.
You will thank yourself forever, and anyone, your family, your loved ones, they're going to thank you, because
they will. It's all
I know
inspiring.
I have so much to give today. I know I have so much to give to my children, my family. I want them all coming here. But to me, they're all going to come here. You know, I would love to give them this gift, because there's no better gift that you can give anybody, and to any parents, again, if you have children that have any issues, I don't care, food issues, whatever the issues are, whatever it is, this place will fix them. There's no doubt in my mind, they will be fixed. So do it. Send them.
In the words of Michelle,
Just do it.
just do it. Oh, thank you so much,
Thank
honey.
you.
It's been so wonderful speaking with you.
Thank you.
And you're here until tomorrow, right?
I am.
So
Until
she's gonna-
tomorrow.
Michelle's going to take part in the breathwork class tonight.
And that's amazing too.
Because we do the transformational breathwork every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is the most spectacular, amazing way to bookend the week of plant medicine and other, you know, healing modalities. So Michelle's going to do that, and she'll have even more to share tomorrow. Too bad we won't be able to do this live again.
I know, but it is wonderful. And yes, I had a very intense experience at my first breathwork. Intense. Wonderful.
Stirs up some emotions.
Sure does.
All its own.
Get you going.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in next Saturday. I don't know if we'll have one, a regular I Got My Miracle, because we're not going to be having guests in this week, but stay tuned to the Rythmia website under the events page to see what else is coming up, as well as the Rythmia newsletter if you're not already subscribed, to stay up to date on when things are happening.
And don't forget Meg's class tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll be coming to you guys live from Nicaragua, actually. I'm going on a little holiday for a few days, so
yes.
I'll be coming to you guys live tomorrow at same time, same channel. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful love to you all. Have a wonderful weekend. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there in North America.
Yes,
I believe
happy
that's
Father's
this
Day.
weekend.
Yep.
All right, bye everybody. Ciao.